All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. It is time for another personal development tip. And this tip is all about how the impact that your actions take. You know, when you decide to do something or decide not to do something, how that affects you, the people you love, and actually everybody on the planet, because what you do actually matters. I'm going to prove that today. So if you want to see how that matters or how that works, then stay tuned. Now, if you like my blog, if you like my videos, if you like my channel, if you get value, then I invite you to do this. I invite you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. It is a simple way and an easy way for you to support my blog and my channel for free. So let's get into the content. And so I actually heard this in a little bit of a talk that you may have heard the name Norman Borlaug. Norman Borlaug actually won the Nobel Prize in 1970, and it's been estimated because he actually learned how to hybridize corn and wheat in arid climates. Now, basically that means that they can grow crops all around the world, from almost desert-like climates to anywhere basically. And people have estimated, or experts have estimated, that because of his discovery of being able to hybridize corn and wheat in arid climates, he has saved the lives from famine and starvation of over 2 billion people. So not bad, right? That's why you win a Nobel Prize, when you save the lives of 2 billion people. But Norman Borlaug, he wouldn't have been able to do it if he wasn't hired to do so by Vice President of the United States, Henry Wallace. And Henry Wallace, he's the one that hired Norman Borlaug to do it. So if you think about it, you know what? It wasn't Norman Borlaug that really initiated this. It was Henry Wallace, because Henry Wallace wanted to figure out how to hybridize corn and wheat in arid climates. They actually hired Norman Borlaug to do so. But, if you go back a little bit further in history, Henry Wallace wouldn't have been so passionate about agriculture if he wasn't trained by a guy by the name of George Washington Carver. Now, George Washington Carver, you may recognize that name because he did all this stuff with peanuts. He actually taught the world when it was time to grow peanuts, because peanuts puts nutrients back into the soil. There's like 200 plus ways to use a peanut that we still use today. And we're not talking about food, we're talking about glue and paint and dyes and things like that, axle grease, that sort of thing. And if he didn't teach us that, then peanut wouldn't be such a valuable crop. He actually did something similar with sweet potatoes, taught the world how to use sweet potatoes in 80 different ways that don't include food. And so he's done his own in kind of changing the world, but he also instilled some passion into Henry Wallace, who then hired Norman Borlaug to save the 2 billion people. So George Washington Carver, you know what, if you go back farther enough in history, he should get the credit for saving the 2 billion people. But if you think about it, you go back even further, in 1860s, George Washington Carver, he was kidnapped by Quantrill's raiders, and Quantrill's raiders kidnapped his mother, and they actually killed his mom. But it's this couple named Moses, oh my goodness, I forgot, Moses and is it Sarah? Moses and Sarah decided to buy baby George back. And so when that happened, they actually saved baby George's life. And so his name was George Washington at the time, but then as they saved his life, they promised that they would raise him and educate him, and they even gave him his name, since his name George Washington Carver. And that ended up in a chain reaction where a guy named Norman Borlaug in 1970 saves the lives of 2 billion, or wins a Nobel Prize for saving the lives of 2 billion people. 1970, he gets a Nobel Prize, but in the 1860s, it all happened because in the 1860s, some couple decided to buy a baby back. And so you think that caused a chain reaction, all right, that would result in massive results like a century later. And you got to think about what kind of chain reaction can you cause. Like, everything that you do may seem of no or little consequence, but you don't know how it can affect the world. You have no idea. It couldn't just affect you, but it could affect the people around you. It could affect the people that you love. It could affect your neighborhood, your city, your country, but it could affect the world. So what you do matters. And I invite you, if you are not living your purpose, I invite you to figure out what your purpose is, because something as simple as this farmer deciding to get a baby back. And you know what, babies got I imagine back at that time it was like a slave nation or slave state that you know, kidnappings happened all the time, but he decided to just buy this baby back and raise it. And yeah, it's a big deal, but who knew that it would save the lives of 2 billion people? And so what you do really does matter. And I invite you for you to find a difference and for you to find your purpose, because not only could it affect you, but it could affect me. It could affect my child. It could affect my grandchildren. And so it's not only, it's not only great for you to do so, but it's almost your duty to live your life for the fullest, because quite frankly, the whole world could depend on it. So I trust you got some great value out of this. What I invite you to do is to like, subscribe, share, comment, like I said before. If you want to see more videos like this, go over to my blog. It's kennysantos.com. You can put your name and email there, and you're going to get an awesome audio and grow on your business, all right? Actually, it's if you go to my blog, you're going to get some life hacks all about the law of attraction. So if you're looking for that, go over to kennysantos.com. And in the meantime, remember this. The universe, every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. We only got to do 2 things about that. We got to recognize those miracles, and then of course, the best part, we got to accept those miracles. All right, take care and create a great day.